What's up everybody, welcome back to Nintendo Land, and we're back yet again with another video of 14 details you may have missed in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Thanks to you guys, this series can continue going for part 5 now, where you guys have been sending in tons of information that you have found very interesting and appearing in these videos. So once again, if you guys want to appear in a future video, then your interesting fact down below and you could appear in the very next episode. But also, before we get started, you guys have absolutely been killing it with the subscribers lately, so please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to help us grow, because lots of you watching this video right now are not yet subscribed. So stop what you're doing, do that real quick, and then we can jump into the video. Are you done? Did you do it? Okay, I believe you. I believe you now. Alright, let's jump into the video. Did you know you can actually go back down to the area where Zelda fell? Now, clearly, you probably know by now that's the end of the game, because I'm guessing a lot of you guys have finished the game, and that's where you go to fight Ganondorf. But you can retrace your steps to the following area where Link and Zelda originally started this game, going underneath Hyrule Castle where they found Ganondorf in the first place. If you fall right where Zelda fell and disappeared, you'll find at the very bottom of the tunnel, her torch is still there, which is very interesting. You can pick it up and everything, and even use it as your own weapon now. Yes, that is some cool attention to detail. It's funny, I actually read a comment on Twitter of someone saying they found it hilarious how they've seen no one's been able to find out that you can hit back Ganondorf's gloom attacks. And I was like, what? You can do that? Yeah, the entire time I was fighting Ganondorf, I was just trying to avoid them like the plague. When they would even circle me, I would take a rocket and fly up. So I guess a lot of people also didn't know this. Well, yeah, you can reflect lots of his gloom attacks, actually every single one by swinging your sword. And also, if they circle around you, you can spin and hit each one back at him, and it does a pretty hefty amount of damage. I just wish I knew this at first, because it would have made my first time going through this game very cool, like just reflecting all of his attacks back at him like the classic Ganondorf fights, and it just makes sense in that vein. So yeah, this is a cool little Easter egg or secret that you can do during this boss. If you were like me, you ran straight to the Ganondorf boss battle. You didn't want to waste any time losing any extra hearts or really exploring anything, because let's face it, there wasn't too much to explore down there, but there is the mural that we first saw when Link and Zelda started this game. In the very beginning, we can also still see those boulders there, so it does make me wonder what the murals were at first, or if there was any there at all. But we get 2 new ones towards the end of the game once you blow these boulders away, and it shows the events of Zelda going back in time. Since she did this, it actually changed the timeline a little bit, so it added these 2 new murals to the wall, showing what she had to do to help Link. There's one showing her receiving the Master Sword through time, and then the other one showing her turn into the Eternal Light Dragon, which is pretty cool. I promise this is the last one, but there's a mural of Ganondorf on the wall, which you'll blow back behind one of the rocks, and you can actually see his eyes follow Link around. It's pretty cool. Now, the eyes aren't actually following Link, it's the way the carving is. The eyes are pushed back within the carving, where the head and the hair are kind of extruding from the wall, making the eyes look like they follow Link around. It's creepy, but it's a cool detail. Did you know that Gyptos are pretty much weak to every single element, which means you don't have to just shock them or even burn them. You can hit them with tons of things, like you can literally throw a regular chew jelly at it. The splash effect will dry it out for some reason. Same thing with the electric jelly, the fire jelly, and even the ice jelly. After frozen, it will eventually shatter the ice and thaw out, but it will be in a weakened state, which means you can throw pretty much anything at this thing. Yes, that means even dazzle fruits, which do stun it, but it also dries it out, which is pretty interesting. Also, one thing you can do in order to save materials is just to fuse a hydrant to your shield and just spray water on it. Yeah, just torture these things by gushing water at them. Like, it takes a very long time to kill them, but once again, all you have to do is squirt them one time and then hit them with your sword and they're dead. But it's a cool way to take these guys down without wasting any materials. Pixel Lore noted that fusing a fan to your shield allows you to glide longer, which I don't know if that's the case, but in order to do so, you want to jump and then shield surf and then pull out your glider, and I guess it kind of gives you a little bit of momentum in order to glide a little further. I'm not 100% sure on this. I would have to take like an extreme test, but you guys let me know if you found out this to be true. It's a silly one, but it's a fact nevertheless. The pool in Terry Town is actually shaped like a house. It makes sense, doesn't it? Link can actually run around in his underwear and get unique comets from NPCs. I mean, just seriously sit back and enjoy some of this. I also thought it was funny that Paya had this comment as I was running up. Also, this smart aleck kid had something to say. Did you know you can actually ring the bell at the top of the school? And there's actually a Korok there. I just thought it was cool that you could ring the bell at all, but yep, just use your Ultra Hand and spin it around a couple of times. It'll start ringing. If you go to a construct shop at one of the mine areas in the depths, you can actually go to the top where the chimney is and find some crystallized charges just lying around. I mean, these things are precious gold in order to increase your battery life in this game, so definitely go find them as much as you can and just keep climbing to the top. Did you know you can use these Zonai cooking pots as ball and socket joints? Now, if you don't know what that means, they act like a movement joint that allows you to attach things and it moves more fluidly. For instance, you can put these on any surface and then attach some wheels to them in order to have the wheels glide over bumpy terrain. Now, there's definitely better uses for these, unlike what I just did, but you can make like arms wiggle back and forth and stuff, and there's tons of videos online of people using these, but yeah, the best way is definitely to attach them to things to make wheels go over terrain a lot easier, especially when there's, you know, lots of bumps and hills in the road. Think of shock absorbers for a car. Just don't build it the way I did, or it's gonna crumble apart. Did you know the Master Sword still has markings in it from when it was broken? Which is pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to continue making Zelda games that's future in the timeline and we get to see this mark still in the sword. That would be a cool callback. Just like how they showed where the sword healed in the model. It's a really cool design. If you go to Crynal Hill at night, which is just east of Hyrule Castle, you can find some Aracudas just sleeping upside down like bats. Now this is interesting because you really don't ever get to see this with these enemies. They're normally always flying, and for the most part they are. You know, it's only at night in certain locations too where they sleep hanging upside down. There's also some locations where they sleep laying on the ground on their stomachs, but I thought this was a cool animation, and I wonder if there's actually a full animation of them going to their slumber place, like kind of an animation of them grabbing the log and sleeping upside down. So I'd probably have to sit there overnight to watch this, but I will do it if I have to. Now finally, this does come back from Breath of the Wild, but a lot of people probably didn't even know this. If you cook between 11:30 and 12:30 a.m. on a blood moon night, it will guarantee you a critical meal, which improves the health it gives and also how long the effects last, which is pretty significant. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope some of you were able to learn a couple new things, if not a lot of new things today. And once again, if you have any cool details that you would like to add and see in a future video, make sure you comment them down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.